Hi, everybody. My name is Casey Wright. I'm the principal of Nordonia High School, and welcome to our Option 2 orientation. Pretty excited about today. I can't help but share how excited I am with you. We got a lot of information to share with you today, and I want you to kind of relax. What you're about to do and undertake is probably never been done before, but we have a great plan for you, and we think it's going to go really well for you. So we're going to go through a bunch of slides, but also we're going to share these slides out with you. So take your time when we share these slides out with you, and go through each slide. Think about questions you might have, and then don't be afraid to reach out to a bunch of people I'm going to introduce you to ask those questions. Also, too, I can't emphasize this enough that we're here to help you, and we want this to be very, very successful for you too. So we are going to put things in place that are going to set you up for success. So we wish you the best of luck, and we're going to get started with this orientation. All right, students. A couple things that I'm going to introduce you today. First, my administrative team, I'm going to have talk to you a little bit about their plannings and things that they've done. The head of our guidance department is going to talk a little bit about the guidance department. How do you get in contact with somebody if you need something? I have an option 2 teacher. Actually, it's a member of my team, our dean of students. Mr. Fox will be here to talk about who those option 2 teachers are, so you can start knowing who your teachers are going to be for that. And then we're going to talk a little bit after about support staff. Like if you need something or something goes wrong, who is that person you should talk to and that can help answer that question? But any of us, if you need something, don't hesitate to give us a call and we will point you in the right direction. Please do not. The worst thing it could be is you're sitting home frustrated and you're not able to access whatever you need to access. And that's why we're here for you. Who am I? Casey Wright. It's hard for me to believe it's my 12th year. I completed my 12th year. This is my 13th year at Nordonia. Feels like yesterday I walked in. And what we've worked at for over those 12 years is setting up a school that really sets kids up for success and achieves at a high level. And this is just one aspect of that. It's a big aspect because it's something that we have probably never done before, but we're pretty excited about doing this. Middle school students, if you're coming up or you came through the middle school, my wife works at the middle school. So this is kind of the family business, and I get a chance to meet all those students she talked about for years. So it's kind of a little known fact about me over there. My team, pretty phenomenal people. They're the people responsible in making sure that all this gets executed correctly, and they really are the brains behind it. So I can't thank them enough. You will know them as my associate principals and my dean of students. You see Miss Archer, she's up there too. If you follow those last names, that's a part of the alphabet that she's responsible for. And then, of course, Mr. Buckler, he's next there, and you can see his part of the alphabet. And then you're going to meet, most of you guys already know, Mr. Fox. And then if you're at the end of that alphabet, that's where you can fall in. You can email these guys anytime. They're pretty awesome. If you email them at night, they're probably going to get back to you unless they got something going on with their own families. And then I tell them, listen, guys, you gotta take care of your own families, and then you can take care of us. But they're really good at getting back to you. Parents, if you want to talk to them face to face, but you're a little bit worried about coming into school, Google Meet, and what your kids are going to get really used to, is a great way to do that. So we're going to teach you how to use that, and your kids will teach you how to use that. It'll be pretty easy to go. All right, so I'm going to introduce the first person up here is the head of our guidance department. She's going to talk to you about the guidance counselors. They're by grade, and she'll talk about what you should do if you need one of them. So, Ms. Ross, come on up.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here along with Mr. Wright and all of the administrators that you will get to meet today. We are so looking forward to getting back to school. It's what we do, and getting back to seeing our students, and just excited about being able to help you and spend that time with you again. And we truly want you to know that as an Option 2 student, nothing changes in terms of what we are here to do for you. We are here for whatever your needs are, your academic, your emotional, your social issues. Please rest assured, I know that you might have a little bit of anxiety about just starting back at school because it's going to look a little bit different for you. But I want you to just take a deep breath and know that all of your counselors are still here, and the entire counseling department is still here to help you with whatever those needs may be. So just a few reminders. Those of you that are seniors this year, as you can see on the slide, you are still working with Miss Wenzel, and her email is listed there for you to contact her at any time that you would need. The students that are juniors this year, I am circling back, and will be working with you this year again. It's going to be so good to see every single one of you. I've missed you a great deal last year. So if you have any needs, juniors, please don't hesitate to reach out and email myself. Sophomores, Mrs. Seward is going to continue to be your counselor. You can see her email on there as well. And then freshmen, welcome to our freshman students. You will be working with Miss Zinke. Her email is on there as well. So whatever needs that you have, those are the people to reach out to. Those are your school counselors. We have an amazing team in our department that is still, as always, at your disposal. Our school psychologist, wonderful Dr. Deb, and all of the things that she does. So please know, just because you are an option 2 student and getting your education just a little bit differently this first semester, we are all still here and easily accessible for you. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us, whether it's a course concern, academic concern, just with things going on in your life, emotional kinds of things, or just any need that you might have. We will communicate with you on a very regular basis, as we always do. That is one of the things that we pride ourselves with, is communication. Not only going out to you, but also encouraging you for that communication to come back to us. So please know that we will be still communicating as we always do. That means that you should have a regular access to your email, because we will email you quite a bit with updates and information that you need to know. Make sure that you are a part of Google Classroom for your graduating class. We have all sent out some welcome emails over the last couple days, so the information is on those emails as far as how you can access our Google Classrooms as well, if you are not already on those, but most of you are already on those. We can set up a Google Meet with you as well. Since you're not here in person, if you would like to just have some face-to-face time with us, feel free to email us. We are happy to set up a Google Meet with you. And also, don't forget about the Remind class that we set up. We will also be contacting students through Remind. So pay attention to your emails. We will be communicating a great deal through there. So again, please know, any needs that you have, do not hesitate to reach out to your counselors with any needs. We are here for you, and expect that we will be communicating with you on a very regular basis. Good luck with the beginning. Please let us know if you need anything, and I can't wait to talk with each of you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mr. Fox. I'm here. I'm your Dean of Students. For any students, last names S through Z, you can contact me for all kinds of needs there. But I'm also going to be an Option 2 teacher. So I'm here to talk about what Option 2 teachers, your actual class teachers, will be, and what we can do, and how our relationship will go. So first, the English teachers are Miss Blair and Mrs. Spellman. Math teachers are Mr. Lawrence and I. Science teachers are Mrs. Tong and Mr. O'Brien. Social studies teachers are Mr. Lohman and Mr. Hughey, and electives and support are there for all your other classes with Mr. Lardell, Mrs. Dunham, Mrs. Eckenrode, and all the Spanish department, Senorita Walton, Senor Edler, Senora Conte, Mrs. Eichelberger, and Mr. Sankarelli there for all your foreign language. We are actually your teachers, so we have to figure out how to make this work virtually. So here's what we will do. First of all, we as teachers are going to make a Google Classroom that will be the framework for everything. It'll help us manage some calendar things within Google and manage the Google Meets. So you guys have to get very used to doing that, and we all commit to consistently do a Google Classroom for each class. Edmentum software will be our textbook. So everyone has to get used to doing it, and every single one of your Option 2 classes will have some Edmentum component to it. The biggest thing is we want to serve as your human teacher for this online program. So we are going to create lessons, give feedback. We will be the ones giving your grades, even though there will be a lot of Edmentum component to that. And we'll also take attendance. We'll do parent contacts and things like that, because there is an attendance expectation going forward. We will keep daily office hours. So you can expect all of us to have a morning, afternoon office hour every day, in which you can find us. And then twice a week, we'll even have an evening office hour that we will be available to answer your questions, to be your teachers. What we expect out of you in return is to create a daily routine. That's the biggest thing. is we need you, even though you're virtual and not here physically with us, we need you to check in daily in normal hours. We're going to put a framework together that others will talk about, but please get in a daily routine so you're at your best trying to complete your work. You'll have assignments that you're expected to do in both Edmentum and possibly given by individual teachers as well that you're expected to do. We expect you to participate in live synchronous, either Google Meets or other activities, which may include both academic and a couple non-academic things, as you see there. Here's the biggest thing we need out of you during this time. We need you to advocate for yourself. When you need help, ask. Please set up your Gmail through our school and don't hesitate to contact one of us, and we will do what we have to do to get us through this together. We're excited to work with you. Next to talk to you is Mr. Buckler.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mr. Buckler. I have last names J through R. So the next piece that we have to talk about, Mr. Fox referenced attendance. So yes, we do have to take attendance for option 2 folks. And what does that look like? So our option 2, virtual attendance, is going to be measured by 2 components. The first one's going to be by work completion, and the second one's going to be by per class, your required class meeting sessions. And we will define those as we move along here. So if you are failing to complete work, your teachers will reach out to you and kind of communicate what's going on. If there is no communication, they will start recording an absence into Progress Book, and then you will follow kind of our attendance improvement protocols, where there is an option for you to be referred to our attendance team, and we will, again, create a plan to try to make you more successful with this option 2 protocol. Just like in school, we are still asking parents to call the Nordonia attendance line if your child is ill or is unable to work that day. So the component of completion of work and then daily attendance to those class meeting sessions are going to be very important for you to be successful for option 2 learning. The next slide is going to talk about some terminology, introducing a lot of what colleges use as office hours. We're going to use these as an opportunity for you to ask questions, to kind of get clarification on what the assignment is, maybe get some direction, or just have a discussion with the class or whoever's on there. These are definitely an optional experience for you. It's not a requirement. So if you are completing work and you're attending those sessions, it is not a requirement for you to be there. It's just an optional piece. And those teachers will be available, like Mr. Fox said earlier, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 8:15 a.m., 1:45 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., and then there'll be 2 evening times that they will reach out to you and explain further through their Google Classroom. The in-class meeting sessions are going to be a requirement. These are important because our teachers are going to be giving you instruction. There's going to be some version of lesson delivery, and there's going to be potentially some student collaboration in that, which is very important for you to experience during this time. And you will have those 2 times per week per the master schedule that Ms. Archer is going to go through next. So here's Ms. Archer.
Hi, everybody. So we are so lucky here at the high school. We were able to staff this online program with core area subject teachers so that you really can have the best experience possible. But in order to do that, we realized we needed to provide you with some framework in order to structure your day. The last thing we want you to do is be torn between 2 separate classes and have to make a decision between which class meeting or office hour to attend. So we created this daily routine, and it looks like a lot, but here's the thing. All of your core classes are only going to meet twice per week. So this is the daily schedule. But again, depending on when your classes meet, you might not have a live meeting session to start your day. And therefore, you could either choose to work on other work, check in with your English curriculum or other curriculum. But this is kind of the structure of what your day will look like. Now, coursework is going to be available 24 hours a day. So you do have the flexibility and freedom to check in and work at your own pace. But as far as the live classes go, we've set up a Monday, Wednesday, and a Tuesday, Thursday schedule. So this is what you're really going to want to go through when you have your schedule. You're going to want to reference this slide and write out what your daily schedule looks like. This would be a typical student schedule. So if you're in the 9th grade, Monday, Wednesday classes are going to be English, your languages, and biology. Notice the time slots built in, lots of breaks for you during the day. We don't want you sitting in front of a computer for 7 straight hours. On our schedule, you would have English from 8:30 to 9:15, languages from 10:30 to 11:15, and then biology 12 to 12:45. There's a break in there for lunch. You have accessibility to your teachers for morning office hours if you're an early riser, or your PM or your afternoon office hours at the end of your typical school day. Again, we are here for you at any point, but this schedule provides a little bit of structure for you to and some guidelines for you to follow to make the most of your online learning experience.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for talking about that. Now, it's kind of overwhelming, and I can feel that too. It was honestly overwhelming thinking through all these different scenarios for you. But here's where I ask you to trust us. We're really setting you up for success. And it may seem kind of confusing right now, but as you go through this, give yourself a week. And within that week, if you can get yourself in a routine, you will be set up for success. And we're going to help you get there. It may seem like a lot right now, but trust me, if you can remember walking into our high school, it does seem like a lot, but after a day or two, you kind of get the system down. So let me break it down to you. Like, what do you need to know? Like, what is it walking away that I want you to remember? One, every one of your core classes is going to have a Google Classroom. Why? You're our students, and we want our teachers teaching you. Momentum, that's the textbook. It's our teachers teaching you that. Every Google Classroom is also going to have a Google Meet, and they're going to teach you how to do that. They can do this in multiple ways. They can send you a calendar invitation, right? You need to get good at Google Calendar and get those calendar invitations. Or it can be right within Google Classroom and be the same Google Meet every single time. Your teachers will talk to you about which way that's going to go for them. It may go differently depending on which groups they want to meet with. You got to get good at meeting with your teachers in a Google Meet. Let me let you in a little secret. The one thing the pandemic has taught us is there's great technology for us to stay connected and still be in different places. You're going to learn that really well, because you're going to learn that way, and you're really going to explore that way. Get really good at Google Classroom, Google Meet, and Google Calendar. How will the curriculum be taught? Remember, the Momentum program is your textbook, but we know your teachers are experts too. So your teachers will teach you lessons, and you also work through that textbook too when they decide that that's appropriate. They will form those two together, and we're going to talk a little bit how your grade is formed. Parents, you're very used to, over your time, your kids at Nardona using Progress Book. Your teachers and your students will still use Progress Book as your way to check in and see your students' performance. We ask you check in Progress Book to make sure you can see how your students can perform. I will show you in a second how to see how they're performing on the textbook side, but you really need to see the both, how they're performing with the teacher and on that textbook side. Elective courses will be taught through Momentum. Yes, they have some very, very good elective courses. And so we're going to let you learn those elective courses at your own pace. If I would give you any advice, here's what would be the advice I give you. Work on those core courses. Really work and perform well on those core courses. Your elective courses are your secondary courses. When you have time within your schedule, and you have time, you saw Ms. Archer talk about this, you have time, that's your opportunity to study those elective courses and enjoy those. Those elective courses, you got some great opportunity to take some really, really interesting courses. Momentum does a wonderful job of that. So you can take that time to do that. A teacher will supervise how you're doing, but those elective courses will be mainly through Momentum. All right, how are we going to get a grade? Look at this bottom thing right here. Let's see if I can get it done that way. There you go. This bottom thing, I put that in there on purpose. My daughter did Momentum this summer. She took 2 courses, and I learned this, and I thought I better share this with parents so they can see that. When you log into Momentum, you're going to see this thing I put on the bottom. I should have been a newscaster or a weathercaster. On the bottom there, that tells you a couple things. It tells you your course grade. It's also going to tell you your current grade, and it's going to be a little bar chart. And I want you to pay attention to this, because you may get an A on the work you're completing, but you only, in this particular case, this person only completed 13. So far, only completed 13 of the 34 completed assignments. So you see their overall grade is at 28%. All that means is they completed 28% of that course. Now, if you're on time and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, perfectly okay. But I know as a parent, And I know my daughter, when he saw those grades, you were confused. And so I took him extra time to put that in there for you. And we'll walk you through that so you can definitely see that. But remember, there's two things that are going on here. You have the textbook, which is a Momentum, and that's how you're performing in there. And then you have your teacher's lessons, and that will be in Progress Book. And we'll put them all together in Progress Book, so they'll be the grade at top. It's what you're used to, and you can pay attention to how your students are doing. And we will too. We will pay attention to how your students are doing. All right, so we'll introduce Ms. Archer back up. She's going to talk about our school librarian.
We have a lot of really wonderful resources here at the high school. And just because you're not attending in person doesn't mean that you don't have access to those sources. In fact, our media center, led by Mrs. Wojcicki, who has been doing this for a lot of years and really is a leader in our whole district, she has so many resources that are available to you online. So there's over 20 online resources that you can use for academic support, whether you're working on a project, doing research. We encourage you to visit her webpage, and the password to access all of those resources is NIGHTS. We also have added to our ebook collection, and so feel free to browse through, just like you were walking through a library, walk through it online and check out some ebooks. So she's also available to you. All you have to do is email her for some help, and she will be an academic resource for you. Parents, she's also a wonderful resource for all things Google and technology. She even has some parent lessons to kind of walk you through this new world of education. So please check her website for all of those resources. The other thing we want you to do is still really feel connected with all of us here at NHS. And we do that through a variety of communication tools. You've heard all of us already talk about the importance of using your student Google Gmail account. Please get in the habit of checking that at least once a day. It's also a good idea to upload that into your phone. All of us have our work emails on our phone, and we recommend our students do that as well. We also communicate through email with a weekly parent newsletter, which is new this year. I know parents, you are used to our once a month night notes, which will still be coming out, and that features all the positive, fun stuff going on with a lot of pictures. But in efforts to increase our communication, we are also going to put together a weekly parent newsletter. In addition, we do a This Week at NHS that comes out on Mondays and is sent to all of our students. It's kind of like all of the morning announcements found in one spot for the week, with some friendly reminders about what's going on. We have a Nordonia High School Facebook page that is very active, and all of the emails get copied on there. You can follow us all on Twitter. As Mrs. Ross said, our counselors all have grade level Google Classrooms and Reminds, and our class sponsors also have Google Classrooms. And that's a great way to follow and stay up to date on all the fun social things happening with your class. Of course, as Option 2 students, you still have the ability to participate in our extracurricular activities, our clubs, our sports, and we hope that you choose to do that. Make sure you stay connected through your Google Meets, make those friends, even online. It's a new world, and we know that you guys are going to have a great time exploring all the new options.
So communication is going to be extremely important during this time that you guys are doing this virtually. Mr. Fox referenced some adversity and advocating for yourself in times of struggling. Miss Archer talked about communication to us here at school if you're struggling with things. 3 things that are pretty common with most high school students are: if you're having drama with a friend, whether it be virtual or in person, if you're struggling with a specific class, and if you're just feeling overwhelmed with everything that's going on. We created a team, your support team, or at least an option for a support team, as your parents, a teacher, maybe it's a previous teacher that you've had, your actual class counselor, and then your principal. We will all work together as a team to create an environment that's going to make you successful moving forward to this Option 2 time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Buckler and Ms. Archer. Pretty great stuff. A couple other things I want you to be aware of. Open house. Just because you're a virtual student doesn't mean that we won't have an open house. Now, that open house won't be traditionally like a back to school night where you walk through our building. It's parents, our staff is going to email you with an email introduction from them. Also, you might see these guys do exactly the same thing we're doing. Take their open house, do a little video, and put that up. please take the time to kind of do that. We will put that up on Thursday, September 10th. School Picture Day. What's, very important. We want to make sure that you're still part of our building. We're going to give you an opportunity to come in for School Picture Day. Please, we'll reach out to you guys and give you a time slot if you choose to come in. We'll allow you to sign up. Remember, that is a day of in-service. So that would be your day that you could come in and get your school pictures, and we'll make sure you're very safe. If for some reason that doesn't work for you, and there's lots of reasons that may not work, please reach out, give us a call. We're going to work with you and make sure that happens for you. We got lots of time to make sure that happens. But we do want to offer that to you. Why? We know as a parent, we're all parents, how important school pictures are. We want to make sure you're still a part of that. So what should I do? What are the tricks of the trade? Like, how do I make this work? Here's my recommendations to you. First, make connections with that support team. Mr. Buckler, 100% right. Do that. Reach out, talk to everybody. And that's true in life, by the way. There's lots of people here to support you. There's lots of people in life to support you. Be connected. 2, create a routine. Do not sleep in and then expect to get this done, later on in the evening. Our teachers are here to support you. Get yourself on a routine. We set the routine for you. We really want you to follow that routine. We do know there are obstacles, and everybody has those obstacles, and we will be flexible and work with you. But I really, really, really want you to set that routine. Get involved. The best thing about high school is getting involved. You will have the opportunity to still join some clubs and do some activities, even virtually. We'll run some of those clubs virtually through Google Meets. We are going to encourage you to join. And I know some of you guys are still interested in participating in some things here at Nordonia High School. As the year goes on and you feel more comfortable coming in, that's a great opportunity to kind of rejoin us for a club in person when you feel ready to do that. Strengthen those friendships. Everybody at home, what the pandemic has taught us is we need relationships, and we need to be there for one another, and your friends need you there for them. Reach out to them. Have more than just text messaging, right? Even though that's really nice to check in, but have a conversation with them. Don't be afraid to do a Google Meet or a Zoom with them and your family. Your grandparents, they love for you to reach out and have a Google Meet with them, a phone call. This is our time to get connected. It's the one thing we learned. And then us, we're here to help. We said this maybe 15 times in this. We want to help, and we're setting you up for success. But if you need us, reach out to us, and we will help you through this. Some tips. I told you my daughter took this summer, and I watched her, and I talked to her about this. I said, what tips would you say to students to be successful on this program? And she took 2 courses. She took health, and she took PE. Here's what she said. So that's number one thing that she said to us, and I said to you multiple times. Set that routine. If you fall at least one day behind, that's a long day to miss. So if you're sick, please, Mom, Dad, call us and let us know. We do not want you to feel pressure if you're sick. But if you have the ability to get on, join those Google Meets. If you got the ability to get on those office hours, join those office hours. Do not put yourself behind. Once you fall behind, it's hard to catch back up, but we can help you do that. But please get a routine. 1, have a dedicated study space. For Ellie, that was the basement. She would go to the basement and she would stay down there and she would work on her work. For some of you guys, that might be your bedroom. For some of you guys, that might be the kitchen table. Have a dedicated space where you're going to do that. Number 3, take some time to take some study breaks. Like, refresh your brains. You saw that what the calendar is. Step away from the computer. It's important that you do that to get some refocus. If you do that, you will perform better. You will perform better if you take time to step away and take a break. So do that. And then one more time, and she said it to me, if you need help, ask for help. And she would do that. If she had a question, she got really good at email. She knew how to email her teacher and ask that question and get an answer. So she didn't have to worry about it all night. And I would tell her, communicate. That's true here, and that's true in life. Communicate and get the answers that you need. And that way you can keep yourself focused on what you have to do. All right, and this is our last slide. This is it. I know it's been a lot. It's been a lot to take in. So here's what I want you to know. What is the next steps? What happens next? What should I expect? First, this is going to be posted on Friday. So you're going to see this on our YouTube channel. You'll see it on our webpage. You'll even see it on our Facebook page. On Monday, you are going to get a welcome email from your teacher. That's going to go to your parents' email address. It's also going to go to your email address. And if you're a student at home and goes, how do I get into my email? You're going to notice at the bottom of this page, I'm showing you how to get in your email. If you're a current student at Nordonia High School, you should have access to your email. We have sent weekly emails out all the time from our administrative team and from your teachers. For incoming freshmen, get access to your email. We're going to post something on our webpage that gives you specific directions to that. But really, these are the directions right here. There's your username, and there's your password if you're logging in password. Go to Google, click on the top box that says Gmail, and you can take it from there. Students, I'm positive with that information, you can go ahead and get started with your Gmail. Please do that as soon as possible. And then we're going to have a welcome email, or we're going to welcome video that gets mailed out. And we'll send a link to that, and we're going to send a link to that PowerPoint. And we ask you just to take the time to review that and think about the questions you may have and reach out to us. Thanks again for joining us. We know this is a lot, and we're here right there with you. We believe we got a great plan for you, but we know we have to adapt and change and be flexible based on what we see in front of us. We were great at that last year. We learned a ton, and we're going to implement all those things we learned this year. We wish you the best of luck. And you're a knight, and once a night, you're always going to be with us. So if you need something, please don't ever hesitate to ask. We'll see you later.